Welcome, folks. Welcome to my corner. This is my YouTube channel, Divine Hippie 2222. My name is Stephanie, and today I'm doing the general reading for the collective of water signs, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpios. So guys, if you receive benefit from this video, give it a like, give it a share, become a subscriber to the channel, and not just mine, everyone's, right? Every YouTuber. And the reason I ask that, I ask for your consideration in that aspect, is I'm looking for the Bible verse. I'm reading. I've already been through Luke and Matthew and Mark and Zechariah and Ezra, and I'm reading Ezekiel. So I'm making progress, but I haven't found it yet. But it is a biblical principle. And the principle is to ensure and allow for balance, because basically, and I don't quote me on this because I haven't found the verse yet, when we receive something, we leave something behind because of receiving something. So the biblical principle is when you receive something, you honor that gift, and in honoring it, you leave something behind. A thumbs up, a share, subscribe to the channel, that type of thing. So, all right, guys, enough about that. So let's go ahead and get started. Water signs. Okay, present energy. What is going on? We have the Hangman. Okay, so this is taking a detour, seeing things differently, thinking differently about scenarios, okay? This is enlightenment from putting yourself in somebody else's shoes and looking at things from their perspective. So, future energy. Beginnings. That's what I like to say with the world. It's endings, right? It's like major completions, but no, not but. However, from these major completions stem new beginnings, right? So that's where I go with the new beginning aspect, because this is referring to, like, when I say major completions, this is like someone completing school, like a semester or the entire program, like major completions, right? And from that stems moving forward and spreading your wings and taking that knowledge and then applying it into the world, right? So from that major completion, you have this new beginning. See, that's what I'm referring to. So by putting yourself in someone else's shoes and looking at something differently, you are receiving this new beginning because of that completion of seeing things from a different perspective. Okay, but let's clarify. Let's see what's actually going on, right? Okay, so we have the 10 of Wands in reverse, and we have the 9 of Pentacles in the upright. So there is something that you let go of that was like a huge weight on your shoulders. And because of that, you feel free. Like you feel more confident, more stable by allowing your burdens to fall away, understanding that they're not ours to hold on to anymore. It's one of the things I like to say to God. I say, God, this is not my burden to bear. So would you please handle this for me? So God is handling your burdens because you have released them. 9 to 10 shows leveling up, endings and beginnings. 10-10-1 major endings, and new beginnings. 21, sorry, broke it down 10. Yeah, never mind. So because you are putting yourself in someone else's shoes, or a different thought process, a different mindset, maybe you're actually doing a handstand while you're thinking about something, right? I mean, let's honor the picture of the card. The gentleman is upside down. I don't know that. Oh, maybe you have one of those teeter thingies that maybe you're on one of those and you're receiving enlightenment upside down, right? Because I was going to say, I don't know anybody who would hang themselves on a T-post anymore to receive enlightenment, but you know, hey, it's a possibility. So, but maybe you're on one of those inversion beds, right? Literally upside down. And you're talking to God. And you're like, God, these burdens are not mine to bear anymore. So I give them to you freely. Free. Independence. Free from those burdens. That's what I'm getting, guys. You have given those burdens up. Whether you gave them to God or the universe, or you physically took a burden and was like, here you go. Right? Just dropped it. I'll deal with it later. But it's not ours to deal with. It's God's. It's the universe's. Not burden, but it's the universe's place to sort all of that out, right? Because you're understanding that you have control over certain things, and there's certain things that we don't have control over. And the things that we don't have control over, that's when we release them and give them to the universe. And because of that, you feel so light and so refreshed. So it's beautiful, guys. And you may feel lighter too if you get on a teeter thingy and become inverted. Kindly forgive me, teeter. I don't know the name of the product. I'm sorry. No disrespect intended. I apologize. So, new beginnings, future energy. Okay, let's clarify. Let's see what's going on. We have the 8 of Pentacles, and we have the 2 of Pentacles. So you have this major completion, finding balance, finding that sweet spot with the machine, right? Us being the machine, and finding that sweet spot where everything just works the way it should, because you're putting in the effort. Each time you create a pinnacle for your balanced machine, it gets better and better and better. And you understand the process. So one pinnacle may have a teeny tiny flaw, and then another pinnacle may have a different flaw. But they're both one flaw, right? In each pinnacle, they're just different. So this is working out all the kinks to find that sweet spot right there where everything is fabulous and everything is wonderful to lead towards your new beginning, right? Because let's put it back in the metaphor of the student, right? Looking at things differently. The semester, right? You have 8 classes and you're trying to balance out the homework. So you have, maybe you rushed for one, and that's why the flaw was there. Maybe you misread the instructions on the second one, and that's why the flaw was there. Maybe you missed a class, and that's why the flaw was present in that. But the point is, it's only one flaw, even though they're different, right? See what I'm saying? Different perspective. So finding that perfect balance. Each time you create a flaw unintentionally, but you realize it right? When you get your paper graded back and returned to you, you see your grade. Well, then in the grade, that's when you find out, oh, the flaw was there. Okay, so the next time that flaw is not present. However, a different flaw may appear. Finding the balance, being mindful, in understanding that you're learning and growing and getting better and better. So I think that's beautiful, water signs. You are growing, you are developing, and I think it's time that we remember to be easier on ourselves and more tender with ourselves. It's so easy to grant, and I say grant, I don't mean it like that, but it's so easy to provide those things to others. And it may not be as easy to provide that tenderness and that gentleness and that compassion with ourselves. So I think that's fantastic, guys, because you're understanding that your chisel may need to be sharpened. Maybe it's too sharp. And maybe we're working on dulling it down. And maybe because the chisel's sharp, that's where the different flaws are appearing in the different pinnacles. So I think that's beautiful, guys, because finding balance, right? Identifying, I say flaws, finding balance, identifying where we can make better choices in the future is going to lead to this new beginning. That's what I'm getting. So presently, there is something to consider as we move forward into this completion, right? And I think you figured it out because you released something. You released something. And her energy in this card is bright and light and relaxed. So something that was weighing you down, you let go. And you did that because you started looking at something differently, which shows maturity, shows growth, shows adaptability, flexibility. So first and foremost, pat yourself on the back. Being tender and kind and considerate with ourselves. It's so easy to do that with others, but it's my experience is it's not as easy to be as considerate and compassionate with myself as I'm learning lessons. Because when I know the universe is going to test me and then the test happens and I think I failed, I'm like, I failed. Why? I knew. You get what I'm saying? That whole shoulda, coulda, woulda. I should have known. I should have done something differently. I should have. I could have. I would have. That whole thing. But you're letting go of that. And you're honoring the fact that you are maturing and becoming more flexible and adaptable. So that's beautiful. That's fantastic, guys. And I'm not trying to be, hokey. No, seriously. Honor and acknowledge that. It's easy to show others when they are learning and growing. So let's learn to see that in ourselves. And I think that's what you're doing. Because this new beginning, each time you create a pinnacle, you're finding more balance. So I think that's fantastic, guys. Really. That's commendable. Truly. Because the Eight of Pentacles is an apprentice working towards becoming on the level of the master. So when you begin a semester, you may not be as organized and as mindful of the time needed to put in to each of the assignments. But as the semester progresses, you realize and you learn this class is a heavy workload, that one not so much, so I can maybe shave some time off of the homework from that to focus on here, right? Point is making adjustments, finding that sweet spot. I think that's fantastic, guys. So there's growth all over this, and a positive growth, not one with hair. Sorry. No, but there is maturity. Almost times 2. And the reason I say that is you're going from a 12 to a 21. If this were a 22, no, a 24. If this were a 24, that would be double of the 12, right? And I'm just talking about the numbers on the cards. I'm not talking about the messages. I'm just referring to numbers. So you are growing at a phenomenal rate. Phenomenal. Almost double. Almost. And that's okay. And see, the measure of growth doesn't matter. At least I say that. Maybe it does to some people. Putting yourself in other people's shoes, right? So maybe the level of growth matters to some people. But personally, the fact that there is growth should speak for itself. Maybe I shouldn't say should, right? Getting rid of the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. The fact that growth is present speaks for itself. So measuring growth may not be as beneficial as originally thought or intended. Yeah. Interesting. Sorry, side note. Okay, release burdens, right? Release burdens. So Ezekiel, I was reading Ezekiel last night, and let me pull it out so that way I'm not just speaking out of my rear end. It is Ezekiel 10:14. And this, I don't know if it's related to the reading. It's just the card, the pictures on the card. This is the only reason that this phrase popped up, okay? So, Ezekiel 10:14. This is a description of one of Ezekiel's visions. And there is, I believe it's 4. And they're cherubs. However, they're referred to as cherubim. So I think that's plural for cherubs. So 14. Each one had 4 faces. 1, 2, 3, 4. One was the face of a cherub. Right there. The second, the face, cherub. Maybe the cow? I don't know. I don't know. The second, the face of a man. There's the face of a man. The third, the face of a lion. Well, there's a lion. And the fourth, the face of an eagle. Eagle. So maybe a cherub is a lion or a bull or an ox of sorts. I don't know. Anyway, sorry, where my mind goes, that's it. And it says, the cherubim ascended. These were the living creatures I had seen by the Chebar Canal. Sorry if I'm pronouncing these wrongs incorrect, or these places, these names incorrectly. When the cherubim moved, the wheels moved beside them. Oh, maybe this is the cherub and these are the faces of the cherub. Huh. Sorry, completely unrelated to the video, okay? I mean, to the message, I believe. Just visual, boop, squirrel. That's where my mind went. So when the cherubim moved, the wheels moved beside them. And when they lifted their wings to rise from the earth, even then the wheel did not veer away from them. So I just thought that was kind of cool. The world, it has a circle around it, which is similar to a wheel shape, right? That's the only reason I brought it up. Sorry, I told you, squirrel. That's where my mind went. So anyways, but yeah, because now we're going to redirect and go back to the message. So now, because you are completing this major schooling of sorts, metaphor, right? Just a metaphor, but a major event, a major scenario, a big one, right? Noteworthy enough to pull the energy of the last of the major arcana, right? Which then leads to the hero's journey. The fool card, but I don't like the term fool, right? We're being mindful of our words. I like to say hero, because if we've already been through the fool's journey, then the next time we go through it, we're heroes, right? We're not as foolish. That's where I'm referring to. Each time you create something, you get better and better and better. So focus on finding that sweet spot. Focus on getting better and better and better. And there is no competition between us and other people. I am my only competition. So we are our only competition. And so each time we produce something, we want to produce it better than the last time, right? Whether it's a paper, whether it's a video, whether it is homework, right? Whether it is, I clean houses. So each time I clean a house, I learn, oh, this trick will work there. That chemical will work better in this aspect, right? So you get my point. Each time you complete something, no matter how big or small the task is, we get better and better and better at it, right? So you guys are doing a fantastic job. So now the cards at the bottom of the deck. Major Arcana, the Hierophant. This is doing things traditionally. This is following guidance, following your inner wisdom. This is honoring those traditions and honoring your pathway, honoring your lessons, honoring your blessings, honoring your path, your journey, your life. Thank you, God. You saw fit to bring me into this world. Thank you. And you saw fit to spend time teaching me. So that's fabulous, guys. new beginnings. New beginnings. Because we are honoring the fact that we're learning. Maybe honoring God. Maybe honoring the universe. Sharing and giving that back. Being mindful. We're listening. We're paying attention. Right? We're paying attention. Because you're paying attention to our guidance, you're paying attention to your guidance. You're paying attention to your intuition. Or else you wouldn't be getting better and better. You wouldn't be making better choices. But that's what the cards are showing. The cards are showing apprentice to master and finding balance, putting in the work. So you are honoring your guidance. You are honoring your path. You are honoring your presence. And because of that, boom, Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Wands was right beneath it. 2 new beginnings. Yay. 2 new beginnings. But the Ace, in all fairness, the Ace of Pentacles is the card at the bottom of the deck. So you're honoring yourself. And you're honoring the universe. Because I'm going to go back to releasing your burdens and giving them to God. And that's why you feel so much lighter. And that's why you are enjoying this independence. Because 9 of Pentacles, let's honor the message, independence, right? So it's like you are free of the chains and the shackles and the negativity and the negative mindsets and the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, right? You're releasing those. You're giving them to God. You're giving them to God. And because you gave them to God, that was part of your lesson. So the blessing for the work put in is this new beginning. So I think that's fantastic, guys. So let's go back to the student metaphor, right? So if you are getting this new beginning, maybe you were at a place where you were close to failing the semester. And because you were like, I can't, because you talked to the professor and you were like, look, this is what's going on. I got this going on in my personal life. I got this going on in my job. I got this. I am focused. I am I'm making adjustments. I am seeing where it needs to, where more time and effort needs to be put in. Then it's like the professor's like, okay, I'll give you a second chance. And if you do a good job, then I'll drop your lowest score. Something like that, right? That's what I'm getting from this. Because you honored God. You honored the universe. And you put yourself in the perspective, in the shoes of someone else. Or maybe the professor did, right? Maybe your professor said, you know what? I can see their grades have been coming up. I can see that they are, at class, every single class. I can see that the effort is being put in. So I can see they're working on it. Because you shared your burdens, you are given this independence, this freedom, this light feeling. But it's coming from God. It's coming from the universe. Literally. So be mindful. Water signs, continue moving forward. Continue developing in in the best manner possible for you, honoring your ethics, your morals, your roadmap, and your guidance. Okay? I hope that made sense. I'm not going to lie. In my head, I'm a little fearful that I was here and there and 12 million places, and that it may not all piece together for the viewer. That's my fear. I'm honoring that. But it's going to get better. All right, guys. I'll see you next week. Bye.